Yeah. How to make a man miss you. I start with a joke, right? Like, don't be there. Stay away from him. You miss things you don't have. Um, yeah. How do you make a man miss you? Yeah. Fun one. Because I'm the man on that one. And this has happened to me before, where they just do shit. And I'm like, I miss her so much. And I don't know what to do. How to make a man miss you? Short messages. Short messages back. He's like, how's your day? Good. And then like 10 minutes later, how's yours? But then not like Y-O-U-R, right? S or R-S apostrophe. I never can understand that part. But U-R-S. Just take shortcuts on all of it, right? And then not you, but you, like a U. Just really shortcut that thing. And then he'll be like, well, what? I think she's mad at me. So, I mean, maybe that's more of how to make a man just crazy. So, how to...
When he's not messaging her.
When he's not messaging. Oh, if a man's not messaging you?
Another joke comes up.
No, not a joke. Not a joke. So if a man's like not messaging you, first of all, he's an idiot because you are a beautiful, beautiful being on this earth, you females. But if he's not messaging you, then he has decided to do something else and his attention has moved on to something else. That doesn't have to be a woman, but us men, as simple as we are complicated, but we do tend to fall into simple things, meaning maybe he's playing a video game too much. Like, it's a realistic thing that happens why he's not messaging you. This one's tough. Maybe he watched porn and he's just not ready to talk to anybody, you know? That happens. Trust me. But was that too far? So, yeah, if he doesn't message you for 2 or 3 days, is this like right after you guys went like on your first date? Have you been dating for a while?
Like option number one, yeah.
Option number one, you just started dating, and he doesn't message you for 3 days. Some people say to message him. Again, fuck that. He needs to pursue you. He needs to show you that he's willing to work for you and the relationship. And he needs to show himself that he's willing to work for himself in the relationship. I find that women are way more willing to work for a relationship than men are. We will take the easy route. If you don't, we're like dogs. You gotta train us sometimes with certain shit. But if it's that early in the relationship and he's not messaging you and you had like some connection or something happened or whatever, this is part of that process. Just let it be. Don't message him.
And how to make you miss her?
Without messaging? How do you make a man miss you when he's not messaging you, not talking to you? I don't know, like send him like gypsy spells. Barring like stalking him, there's no other. What do you mean miss you? Like I suggest like don't message him. So there's not many other options. I mean, he just needs to go his own way. And I think in relationships, we're so unwilling to let people go. Now, I've probably gone the opposite direction, and I'm way too willing to let people go. So there's probably a balance in there somewhere. So if you really like, and this is a struggle for me to say this, if you really like this guy and you really think that he could be the one, but he's not messaging you, you could message him and say, I hope you're doing well. I'm available on Saturday if you're willing to go out. That's it. And if he doesn't message back to that, then again, fuck that guy. He needs to go. So that's it. I mean, how do you make him miss you? That's it. You can't. I mean, barring manipulation, which I have suggested at times, but in this scenario, manipulation isn't a good thing, especially at the beginning, because you're looking for somebody to be in a relationship with. You don't want to manipulate them into the relationship. You want to use some manipulation tactics during the relationship to keep him, on course. Men will do that too, but it's not harmful. It's more of a get your attention type manipulation. And manipulation is a really shitty word, but at the beginning, manipulating somebody into a relationship is, you are just asking for a really long and painful relationship, because now it's going to be built upon, untrust. So yeah, getting him to miss you at the beginning. There's other videos that'll probably give you some hints or something to do, some manipulation tactic. But the reality is we got to be able to let him go. Yeah, you got to be able to let the other person go, if they're not willing to at least come halfway to meet you. So yeah, that's it. I got nothing else on that one.
What about, like, she's attached and she really, can she use social media for that? Social networks?
Can you use social media, social network?
To bring the guy back?
Oh, you mean like fake going to a party or something and like pretending like you're having an amazing time? Or like sending out a Instagram with like you and your girls and you got like a bunch of drinks and a lot of like really good looking guys around you? You mean like that kind of manipulation?
Will that work for men?
Yeah, I mean it would.
Will that bring him?
It would make him jealous, probably a little bit. But again, that scenario, it's a manipulation. It's a lie to get somebody into a relationship. And there's different opinions about this completely. Where at the beginning, kind of everything's good to go to get them close to you, and then they'll learn who you are, right? I'm kind of a proponent of being you the whole time. Just be you, and own who you are, and trust that guy that you're supposed to be with, whether it's forever or for this period of time, he will miss you when he's not with you. Because finding somebody who is genuine to themselves that's a fucking unicorn. That's a beautiful thing to find in this world. Somebody who can be themselves around you. And I think that if I went about this the way that we're talking about and manipulated a way into it, I would be not allowing that person to come into my life, because I was in this game, this manipulation game, where there's this thing that I want, which is this woman, and I'm trying to get her by using social media or by taking more pictures of my life, or saying specific things that are not directed towards my friends or directed towards me just showing everybody how I'm doing, but it's directed right at this one person, trying to get them to come back into my life or be in my life or, give me another chance. I don't, if someone doesn't want to be in my life, I don't want them in my life. If someone's not willing to work to be in my life, I don't want them in my life. I don't want to work harder than you to have you fit in my life. Doesn't work for me. That doesn't work like that. That's unhappiness. That is just complete unhappiness. So yeah, social media and stuff like that, you can do that. I'm not telling anybody what to do. I'm just saying kind of like what I have seen and have experienced and what I've done, right? And what has been done to me. And kind of what, and this is kind of the last thing, is something that happens with that too is you might do the social media stuff and you might have him miss you and want you because he's seen whatever. And when he finally does come back, now all of a sudden it's this victory he has. And if he wasn't willing to work in the first place, now he's won. You think he's going to continue to work to what? Win what else? Because now you've made it a competition. And men, we thrive on competition. So once you make it a competition and he wins, right, it's over. Because he's going to see it that way. So starting a relationship off with manipulation or putting out more social media stuff or trying to convince this guy in one way or another that you are special. If he didn't see that you were special at the beginning, let that guy go. There's no point. There's absolutely no point. Do you have any questions about anything that I just talked about? Anything that came up and a question popped into your head? Feel free to throw a comment in there, and we will do our best to get back to you on that. That's part of what we do is we like to interact with our audience and see what you're saying and what you're thinking, and then kind of have a dialect with you.